Miraculous getting this microphone to work, I guess. Now is a good time to make videos. Very simply, what is Mink? What is races in GPO? There are different types of races, as you know, like different types of humans. Like Mink, there's only 4 so in this game yet so far. So Mink, human, and fishman and Skypian is the 4 races that they claim to be races when it's pretty much different species. Pretty much, yeah. So Mink is furries, that thing. I already made a video is GPO Mink worth it, and I tried to make is fishman Mink race worth it, but guess I've never made that video. Human is just human, and Skypian is just with wings. So let's just slightly talk about what each race does. Mink claims to give stuns on your M1s, sometimes about 2 out of 5 of your M1s, or even 3 out of 5 of your M1s. If you have pole though, every single M1 will do stuns, but you're not able to turn your pole into trident mode. It's only for agronomy, but yeah. And if you have Mink, you have that electrifying aura on the pole, but that's only for pole. No swords on anything else, but it does give stuns, as I said, 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 times in your M1s. Also, I'm not really sure if I said it, but it does give 5% buff on stamina, but honestly, in my honest calculations, it's about 9 to 10%. So yeah, that's just that. So that's about right for Mink. And you also get access to Mink fighting style that I already covered a video about as my first video, but I just said something very bad about Mink style, and yes, I still don't think that Mink style is good. And after the Mink dash nerf, I haven't seen anyone use a Mink fighting style ever since. So there goes that. By the way, Mink is 5% chance you can get in the rolls. So, or if you're very lucky, you can just spawn out as 1. So there goes that. Next race we're gonna talk about is Fishman, and this is the second most fan favorite in this game so far, because I've seen a lot of Mink users and a lot of Fishman users, but I don't really people seem to like Mink more because of 10% extra stamina bonus. But Fishman is pretty cool too, especially when you're trying to do something mid ocean. So Fishman has access to Fishman karate, which is super cool. I tried to make a video about it, as I said, but kind of failed because there was just too much videos about it, and there was really nothing else that's like new about it. And most importantly, this is so important, it doesn't give you any bonus on health or stamina, but it gives you ability to swim in water, and you just swim up. So what you mean by it is, if you're a fisherman, you already know, but if you spam your spacebar, you can jump on water. Like, you can kind of swim on water by pressing W to go forward and pressing spacebar and spamming spacebar until just spamming your spacebar just enough that it doesn't break, and then you can jump in water pretty much. But if you fall too far down, you still can jump mid water, but like, you're not gonna swim completely up. You can just, like, even if you have a fruit, you can just swim up and you can just do crabs and stuff. It's pretty epic. I have it on my alt account with my Mera, and it seems to be very useful when it comes to CBs because you die less. So there goes that. So it gives you swim in water, but it doesn't give you any bonus, as I said, but it's still very useful that you can swim in water. But you still die if you're in water. You still take damage like normal people, just you can swim up. Oh, and by the way, the dying part, like taking damage part, is only applied if your head is underwater. so you can swim up to avoid getting your head underwater. But if your head is over water, you can like spam the space bar to like kind of float on the water, but you have to like press it a lot, like yeah, like that. You have to, that's how much you have to like press. So there just goes that. And the next race I'm gonna talk about is human. This is a race that Sanji, Nami, what is it called? Who is it called? The guy. What is that guy? I think he's called. Wait, no, never mind. I'm an idiot. Usopp, Nami, Zoro, Usopp, and Sanji has that race. It's just human. There's no buff. There's no debuff. It's just that. There's really nothing special. And Skypian, there is the next race or species, or rather say called Skypian, which Skypian gives you 50% less drop damage. So if you're in mid-air and you don't have Geppo, but then you drop on the floor, you take 50% less damage than normal people or Mink or Fishman. And when you go to Skypia, you're able to learn the ability to glide. So the glide is pretty fast. It's pretty fast. It's kind of fast. Not as fast as Pika Flight, obviously, but if it's in high place, you can glide down pretty fast. But if you're trying to glide in the surface where like in like a flat surface, it's going to yeah, it's going to let you like hover in the air, but like you can't like, you know, glide fast. So if you're in the higher place, if you're in the higher elevation, it's going to be better. That's just, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to say. So first off, all these four, if you're a Mink, you don't have to learn Mink combat. If you're a Fishman, you don't have to learn Fishman karate. If you're, I mean, you can learn any like fighting style you want in this game, obviously. So there goes that. What else do I have to say? Honestly, on my main I use Mink, but on my alt I use Fishman. And if you tell me which one is better combat wise, I say Mink is better, especially for Pika. Like stamina drainers like One Sword style, Pika, Goro, maybe even Magu, even what is it called, Mera at times. It may be better for you to have Mink, but if you know you're going to go and spend most of your time in water, like ship farm or sea beast farm, you might as well have Fishman race, even though you have Mink. But in my opinion, when you have something that a fruit that's not Pika and fighting style like a Black Leg, not Demon Step, because Demon Step is like stamina consuming so much, just the regular Black Leg, maybe Demon Step like just as an addition, but not to main your attacks on. So that, or if you want Rokushiki, maybe that. But honestly, even with Rokushiki, you don't like, it's only like 10%. So if you have about 825 in stamina, then you get about 80 or 83 more stamina. So there goes that. Because it's actually 10%. I kind of calculated it. It was like 2 less to be 5%, but it's like 9 to 10%. In actually, they just say it's 5% more bonus. I'm not sure if that's an error, but if it's actually just 5%, that means if you have 825, you're only gonna get like 41, 42 more stamina, which that's kind of not worth it for how much Robux you spent just to re-roll the race. So if they fix it from 10% to 5%, I'm going to switch back to Fishman on the account. So there goes that. Sadly, Skypian, sadly it's not worth it to get that, because now that you have a Wonder Balloon, a Balloon of Wonder or something like that from the ELO drop that prevents you from falling down and even taking damage from falling down, Skypian 50% drop is useless. gliding down only works, as I said, in a higher elevation. Otherwise, it's pretty much useless. You're not going to use it a lot. So, unless you're like, I don't know, traveling from Skypiea to Fishman Cave or Gravito's Fort. But most people have Geppo. Most Skypian users even have Geppo in the first place. So, what's the point of getting it? And also, Fishman, I forgot to say, you got Fishman exclusive colors like red, yellow, no, not yellow, red, blue, white, and then something else. I don't know. Red, white, and blue. American. Yeah. I don't know other colors though. But you get 3 colors base. And in update 3, I honestly think, as I said, but honestly, I think you should get Fishman. I'm obviously not going to change my race, but because I already have Fishman on my alt. But let's be honest here. I know for sure. Actually, no. Fishman if you're going to battle Sea Beast. Mink if you're going to battle dungeons and grind a lot of bosses. So it's kind of 50-50. It's like good in their own parts. Honestly, I'm a type of person that grinds only a bit of ships, but doesn't grind. But grinds bosses most of the time. So I think Mink is good on my main account, but on my alt account I kind of do grind a lot of CBs, obviously. So there goes that. Skypian, as I said, is useless. The gliding is useless once you have Geppo in the first place. And also if you have flights from fruits like Fire Flight or Zushi Flight or Pika Flight, even worse, that just makes gliding even worse as of things. So let's just recap. Mink is pretty much 10% or 9% buff and some stuns on your M1, which is pretty good for your combat. Human. Oh, and also Mink also access to Mink fighting style. Guess you're waiting for so long for it to come back. Like not come back to come in later updates. But after that you get human. That's just human. Fishman, karate, exclusive colors. And also, if you don't change the Fishman color, like if you don't, for instance, if you have a peach color or like pale color as a skin color, but if it's not any of the red, blue, or white, you can just keep the color as long as you keep the as long as you just don't change your skin tone, you're gonna keep up with the skin tone, and you don't really have to change it. And that's what happened to my alt account. It just looks like human, but I'm a Fishman. You see the gills on my side. Honestly, that looks the best and the most human-like feature, and I think that's really the best body type you have. And also, by the way, Mink and Fishman both have a lot of different body body types. So Mink has rabbit, a fox, a dog, a cat, or like a horse or something like that, or like, you know what I'm talking about. And Fishman has a shark on the back. Then you have like if you ever watch JoJo Part 2, then there's like cars, and then he has like the sword thing on his arm, and that looking fish on the one, and the third is the gills that I said that I use on my alt account. It makes you look so much human like. It kind of looks like if you see anime Naruto, like that whiskers of Naruto, kind of looks like that in some spec. And the fourth one is the Arlong. If you ever watch One Piece, the Arlong Park arc, or the boss, there you see that pointy saw looking nose, and that's one of the body parts in Fishman as well. I don't really recall a lot of thing for Mink because I haven't really researched a lot for Mink. I was very hyped for Fishman Karate when it came out in update 2 with the Zushi. Wait, did it come out in update 2? Yeah, it did. So that was that. Skypian, I used to be Skypian, but I changed it to Fishman race before I got the Skypea update. Honestly, Skypean isn't worth it. If you spawn with Skypean, I guess you can keep it if you don't have Robux. It's not bad to not. It definitely is better than human at times, because like nobody's, when falling down, is going to just use balloon and just like, sometimes they won't be able to do it, and having the 50% damage less is a bit bad. Fine or good, but for the most part, these races are the most worth it race, as it's supposed to be, is the Mink and the Fishman. And they're, as I said, they're both good in different parts. Fishman, if you're most of a sea person grinding ships and sea beasts, you should get Fishman. Mink, if it's like dungeons and boss grindings, you can do that too. And or especially if you have a high stamina consuming items. So there goes that. They're both good. Human, honestly, what better is it to be a human? I mean, yeah, there's really nothing bad for human anyway. So most people are human. When my main account, when it spawned, I spawned with Skypean, and so did my alt account. But I have a third alt account, and surprisingly, I got Mink raised very fast in like couple tries, like I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 tries. That's like 400 Robux maximum. But the funny thing is, after I spent 400 more Robux, so this is before the 3.5 update was like at update 2, I made this account as like level 31 that I don't use anymore. It was just to test the Bamu fruit. But that like, I spent just 800 Robux, or like close to 1,000 Robux, just so for 2 races, which kind of is, I wouldn't say worth it, because like that means it's about 500 just for each race. But honestly, for those people who spend tens and thousands of Robuxes just so they can get hands on one of the races, either Mink or Fishman, yeah, it's kind of like overpriced for those people. Guess I had a better RNG than those people, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Really nothing else for these. I mean, they're pretty cool. I just want either Fishman to add health bonus, because they're kind of like Fishmen, or take less damage on water, or like take not bait sharks, which if that's actually like less baiting shark, bait shark a bit less, or like when you're in the bottom of the water you can just swim. Don't know, but I guess that's that. Thank you for listening to this boring thing. Hope you had a great day, or going to have a great day. Yeah, bye. Oh, like and sub. Also, I have a Mero and Bari giveaway very soon, because I somehow got hands on Bari as well. Yeah, happily I'll give that away as well. Yeah, thank you. Bye.